As the debate grinds toward a climax, Ireland is getting a familiar feeling. The British, as one person said, are about to kick us in the teeth again. Belturbet, Ireland. When he crossed into Northern Ireland recently, Patrick O'Reilly felt his body tense up, a feeling that was once all too familiar but that he thought would never return. Yet now, the fear and anxiety are creeping back, like a long-lost relative suddenly appearing out of nowhere, looking for trouble. Mr. O'Reilly blames Britain for stirring up those grievances. Its expected departure, possibly a messy one, from the European Union, known as Brexit, is reopening old wounds and resentments in Ireland against its former colonial master. The British, said Mr. O'Reilly, a retired pub manager, as he wove back and forth across the barely detectable border in his car, are about to kick us in the teeth again. In the tortured history between the two island nations, Brexit is just the latest in a long line of perceived slights the Irish have suffered at the hands of the British. And now, with the possible exception of Britain, no country stands to lose more from Brexit, and particularly from a damaging no-deal departure, than Ireland. Not only would that be economically destructive, analysts say, if it results in the return of a hard international border, it could even undermine the hard-won 1998 peace deal with Northern Ireland, known as the Good Friday Agreement. While the ultimate impact of Brexit is still a matter of debate, there is no question that the issue is stoking tensions between the countries. Barbed comments directed toward Ireland by British supporters of Brexit over the so-called backstop, a kind of insurance policy against a hard border being discussed in withdrawal negotiations, have inflamed Irish sentiment. The general discourse in parts of the UK is extremely arrogant and quite condescending, the feeling that these people don't know their place, said Tony Connolly, European editor of RTE News and the author of Ireland and Brexit. That, in turn, has awakened a kind of ancient defiance on the Irish side as well, he said. All these historical nerve endings that were buried by the Anglo-Irish peace process have reawakened a bit. The Good Friday Agreement ended 30-odd years of fighting in Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom, between predominantly Catholic communities that favoured joining the Republic of Ireland and largely Protestant loyalists of the British Crown, backed by British troops. During the so-called Troubles, at least 3,500 were killed and relations between Dublin and London were deeply strained. When Mr. O'Reilly was 18 and growing up in Cavan, a county on the border that is home to much of Ireland's agricultural industry, 5 of his friends were gunned down along the frontier just for wearing Irish soccer jerseys. As memories flooded him, the wooded hills along the road suddenly looked ominous, as if militants could come running out with guns at any moment. What would you tell them, that you're an O'Reilly or a Robinson? He said, O'Reilly being a Catholic name and Robinson a Protestant one. An empty farmer's shed looked particularly suspicious, that would have served a purpose, for sure, he said. Oh, yes, I had put all of this in the past, he said, adding of the British, they're going to put us back 50 years. The Irish are bullied all the time. Many people in Ireland share Mr. O'Reilly's frustration. Recent years had been some of the best in memory in Ireland, with the fastest growing economy in Europe and relations with Britain at an all-time high. But now, last year's astonishing 7.8% growth rate is endangered, and the Irish Prime Minister, Leo Varadkar, recently described bonds with London as fraying. A British government report leaked to the news media calculated that Ireland could see a 7% drop in annual economic output, compared to 5% for Britain. While some sectors, like finance and legal services, may benefit from businesses leaving Britain, many others depend heavily on imports of raw materials or parts from Britain. This could mean a double whammy if tariffs are introduced. On Friday, the Irish government published an omnibus bill to allow people and services, though not goods, to continue to move easily over the border with Northern Ireland in the event of a no-deal Brexit. A disorderly Brexit will be lose, lose, lose for the UK, for the EU and for Ireland, said the Irish Foreign Minister, Simon Coveney. We cannot offset all of the damage that it will do, but we are doing all that we can. It is the agricultural sector, particularly the meat and dairy producers that account for 2/3 of the country's total exports, that will bear the brunt of Brexit. Ireland exports about half its beef, a quarter of its dairy products and nearly all its mushrooms to Britain, according to official figures. The beef and dairy items could be subject to tariffs as high as 70% in the event of a no-deal Brexit. The fall in the pound after the Brexit referendum badly hurt some of the smaller firms. But food producers worry most that if Britain crashes out of Europe, it would open itself to cheaper goods from countries outside the European Union, making Irish firms even less competitive.